Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless Tuesday, March 4th recap. Phyllis blames kidnapper Nick. Sharon accuses Summer and Daniel. The Young and the Restless YNR recap for Tuesday, March 4th, reveals that Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford will consider Nick Newman Joshua Morrow as a kidnapper suspect after Sharon Newman Sharon case accuses Summer Newman Allison Lanier and Daniel Romalotti Jr. Michael Grazia Day. At the abandoned psychiatric hospital, Sharon will look through books for clues about their captor's identity, but Phyllis will act like it's a waste of time. Sharon and Phyllis will debate whether the person behind this might be a former doctor or patient connected to the facility. Although Phyllis will think they need to dip into the Newmans' deep pockets and pay their way out of this, Sharon won't think the kidnapper wants money. Since their captor is using their history against them and possibly wants them to work things out, Sharon will suggest maybe a friend or family member is responsible. Phyllis will assume Sharon means her children, so Sharon will point out that Daniel and Summer could indeed be options here. After Phyllis argues against that suggestion, she'll bring up Nick as a kidnapper possibility instead. Sharon won't think Nick would punish them like this, and when Phyllis hints that Faith Newman Raylan Castor or Mariah Copeland Cameron Grimes might be to blame, Sharon will shut that idea down, too. Phyllis will eventually get riled up and nearly smash the window open so she can scream for help, but Sharon will warn her not to. It could rile up their kidnapper, not to mention it'd leave them freezing since it's winter. The captor will eventually return with a message and insist this isn't about being entertained. The game will be all that matters, so the distorted voice will want to get back to it. For their next riddle on Tuesday's YNR episode, Sharon and Phyllis will be asked what's worth everything and costs nothing. At Billy Abbott's Jason Thompson place, Daniel will agree with him about Phyllis' behavior being totally bizarre. Since Daniel won't think it's possible Sharon and Phyllis went off on some girls' trip, Billy will worry they might been kidnapped together. At Crimson Lights, Nick will admit to Summer that there's a 99.9% chance that whatever happened to Phyllis and Sharon wasn't good. That said, Nick will try to keep Summer's spirits up anyway. However, Chancellor Connor Floyd will have plenty of bad news since Sharon never checked into any spas in the Sedona area or took any flights there. Sharon's car will ultimately be found in the Cassidy First parking lot. As for Phyllis, her own car will still be at the athletic club and there'll be no evidence that she took a car service or rideshare to the airport. Chance will offer updates to Nick, Summer, Daniel and Billy, and he'll ask for the burner phone numbers Sharon and Phyllis used as well. Summer will spin some kidnapping theories before Daniel realizes this is starting to sound like an official investigation. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Phyllis and Sharon's time in captivity will come with more twists and turns, so we'll bring you more predictions on the chaos. In today's heart-pounding episode of The Young and the Restless, the drama intensified as Phyllis fought to make sense of the chaos surrounding her family. Emotions ran high, secrets were whispered, and relationships were tested as old tensions flared once again. With accusations flying left and right, the lives of Genoa City's beloved residents seemed to hang in the balance. Phyllis's accusations against Nick. The day started with Phyllis in a state of pure disbelief. After everything that had happened to her, her mind was racing as she tried to piece together the puzzle of her recent kidnapping. Having suffered the terrifying ordeal of being taken against her will, Phyllis was determined to uncover the truth behind it all, and more specifically, who was responsible. In a dramatic scene that would set the tone for the rest of the episode, Phyllis confronted Nick, her fury palpable. Despite his assurances that he had nothing to do with her kidnapping, Phyllis couldn't shake the feeling that Nick had been involved in some way. After all, he had been acting strangely since the moment she was freed. Why had he seemed so intent on protecting her, yet so evasive about certain aspects of the case. Nick, I know you're hiding something, Phyllis accused, her eyes narrowing with distrust. There's no way that this was all just a coincidence. Who are you protecting, Nick? Nick, visibly frustrated by Phyllis's refusal to trust him, pleaded his case. Phyllis, I swear to you, I had nothing to do with it. I would never hurt you, you have to believe me. But Phyllis's pain and anger ran deep. She couldn't fully accept that Nick, someone she had once loved, was completely innocent in all of this. Her need to find answers consumed her, even if it meant pushing away the ones she cared about most. It was clear that Phyllis was not ready to forgive, not without knowing who had orchestrated the terrible act of violence against her. Sharon's suspicion toward Summer and Daniel, meanwhile, the tension was palpable at the Newman Ranch, where Sharon found herself grappling with a different set of emotional turmoil. Her trust was shattered when she began to suspect that someone close to her might be hiding something, and she wasn't sure who. The relationship between Sharon and her daughter Summer has always been fraught with complexities, but today, that bond was tested to its breaking point. Sharon had always tried to be there for Summer, providing guidance and support, but recently, something about Summer's behavior had raised red flags. Sharon couldn't ignore the way her daughter had been acting, distant, secretive, and even hostile toward her at times. More troubling still was Summer's connection to Daniel Romalotti, who had been keeping his own secrets from everyone around him. With Daniel's arrival in town and his mysterious ties to the situation, Sharon's suspicions reached a boiling point. Summer, I know you're hiding something, Sharon declared, her voice sharp with accusation. What's going on? Why won't you tell me the truth? Summer, taken aback by her mother's bluntness, tried to defend herself. Mom, I'm not hiding anything. I'm just trying to deal with everything going on right now. But Sharon wasn't convinced. Her instincts told her that Summer and Daniel were keeping something important from her, and she wasn't about to let it slide. I don't know what you and Daniel are involved in, but I need you to come clean. For once, just tell me what's really going on. Daniel, who had been quietly watching the exchange, knew that Sharon's suspicions were getting too close to home. He shared a silent, nervous glance with Summer, but neither of them spoke. The tension between the three was almost unbearable, as Sharon's probing questions seemed to push Summer and Daniel further into a corner. The fallout, as Sharon pressed on, Summer grew more defensive, her anger bubbling to the surface. You don't trust me anymore, do you? You think I'm keeping secrets from you? She shouted, her voice breaking. Sharon took a step back, realizing that this moment could alter their relationship forever. As a mother, Sharon had always tried to keep Summer safe, but perhaps it was her own choices that had inadvertently created a wedge between them. She had been so focused on uncovering the truth about everything happening in her life that she had overlooked what her daughter might be going through. Summer, I love you. I just want to know that you're okay, Sharon said, her voice softer, filled with vulnerability. It was clear that she was grappling with conflicting emotions, her protective instincts as a mother warring against her need for transparency and truth. But Summer, still reeling from the tension of the moment, wasn't ready to admit what was really going on between her and Daniel. Instead, she walked away, leaving Sharon standing there, unsure of what would happen next. A game of secrets and lies. As the day unfolded, the story continued to unravel with even more drama and suspense. Phyllis's determination to uncover the truth about her kidnapping had only just begun, and with Nick as one of her prime suspects, things were bound to get even more complicated. Meanwhile, Sharon's suspicions about Summer and Daniel were only growing stronger, and her fractured relationship with her daughter seemed to be spiraling out of control. The consequences of the lies and secrets everyone was keeping were only just beginning to show their true weight. As each character navigated their own tangled web of deceit, The Young and the Restless reminded viewers once again that in Genoa City, no one is ever truly safe from the drama that keeps them on edge. It was a day of accusations, emotional confrontations, and, most importantly, the building of even deeper mysteries that would likely come to a head in the days to come. Will Phyllis ever be able to trust Nick again? What is Daniel hiding from Sharon and Summer? And most importantly, who is behind the shocking kidnapping that has turned Phyllis's life upside down? As always, fans of The Young and the Restless are left with more questions than answers, eagerly awaiting the next twist in the story that continues to keep them on the edge of their seats. Stay tuned for more of the explosive drama that never seems to stop in Genoa City.